So I'm gonna do a quick non-film theory review, and basically I'm gonna focus on the parts of the film I was highly impressed with. And the thing that I first noticed was the black and white, which I know means the black and white is the objective truth of what was really happening, and the color was what he was experiencing in his own perspective, which made it easier to kind of navigate the story. I really liked how there was an emotional narration through filmmaking. We got to kind of feel um, the sensations kind of getting into the head of the main character through filmmaking. He just did that without words. He did it with just the camera and effects. And it is a little bit like it reminded me of Jaws. You know, when you had that sinking sensation when looking out into the water, that was like groundbreaking. And it made you feel like you two were sinking a little bit emotionally. The same thing happened here where the background got kind of shaky and fuzzy. I thought it was very well done. And, you know, there was something about the film that was physically stimulating. And I don't know so much, I think it could have been more emotionally devastating, but the filmmaker restrained his hand, which I thought was a very good thing. He was very gentle with the audience. He made sure not to prey on people's emotions too much. He allowed the um, main character to be the experience and not try to make you the main character. And I really just kind of got lost in it. I could have done 3 more hours, honestly. It was great. The other thing I really enjoyed, like I said, the ASMR stuff. I love the crackling sounds. I love the lights. I saw colors and images I've never seen before on a big screen. It should actually just stay in the theater and never leave. It should forever have a little corner of the theater where you could go and see Oppenheimer. I really enjoyed the train scenes because I realized watching it, I've never really seen a train scene filmed like this. The train was moving, their seats were moving, their bodies were moving, and so was the camera, and they were all moving at different rates and speeds, so it kind of made you feel like you're the third or fourth person on the train. It felt very, very voyeuristic. It was very good. And then there's also this character consciousness of their environments. They're not NPCs. She noticed that their living area didn't have a kitchen. Sometimes they'll try to get one over on you. They'll have the characters walk through a house and you'll notice, oh, there's not a bathroom or a kitchen, and they won't say anything. So it doesn't feel real, but it felt real. When Oppenheimer put on that uniform, I thought, oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. Like, what? He's not in the military. Like, why did they do that? And when the character called him out on it, I was like, that's real stuff right there. Like, that made me really, really happy. Also, I thought that the sex scenes were not necessary entirely. I know that's always my complaint with films. I think they do it just to get an R rating. It's kind of medieval. If the filmmaker wants to call it an R just because he doesn't think certain people should be sitting in the audience, they should just say, give it an R, whatever. I don't think it revealed too much about Oppenheimer. I think it revealed more about how strange Jean was. I don't really understand her. Like, I really felt like those scenes were more about her and not him. And or maybe she kind of understood him. I don't really know. The second one had too much body parts in it. It's a little too pornographic, so I wasn't really into that. It had a very Beautiful Mind type style to it. There's this movie called A Beautiful Mind. And, oh my gosh, I think I know the filmmaker's name. I'm not going to go into that because then I'm going to go on a rant. I like it because it get quick character development, that he was kind of a person kind of lost in his own thoughts and emotions, and he was doing a lot of math, but it was inner math in smaller portions. And I really enjoyed how they were putting pieces of this big bomb together in puzzle form because they all had a very small piece of the whole, and they couldn't see the whole picture until it was already completely done, finished, a success, and not theirs anymore. And then they realized, oh, that's one math we didn't do, is that we're all, plotting together to do this. And it makes sense. I mean, you can see this is true and is correct in other parts of his life. There doesn't seem to be a lot of math being done in who he chooses, why, when, where, and so it all makes sense, really. The explosions being real, I thought that was really, really good. They're not CGI from what I was told by the people I went with. Other than that, it was really good. I want to see it again just to study it. I want to read the screenplay. I heard the screenplay is done quite well. It's like being John Malkovich. I heard that's another great one. With the emotional narration done by the filmmaking, there seemed to be a bit of a Tall Tale Heart by Edgar Allan Poe type vibe, where only after things were said and done could he not rest, like no rest for the wicked type of stuff. I like that his life went from being misunderstood to being fully understood, and then he became misunderstood again. I honestly thought some of the political stuff was kind of boring. Because I could just zone out and not really care about, I know I'm supposed to care about the history of it, and I got to really focus on the filmmaking and the acting. I got to focus on the details, like when they would match their body language to what they were saying, which sometimes you won't. I like the way that one of the characters wiped his lips on the side of the cup, because I've seen it done. It's like real things people do. They don't like, I know this sounds really weird. I'm not going to go into it. Anyway, there's just little tiny details that real people actually do that made me feel very comfortable and happy. Anyway, this is Linda of Christ King forever. May God be with you.